Hi, Nick Collier here, and this is my shop. Come join me. We'll have some
Collier
fun.
here once again, and you know, we've got this little project. Well, it's not a little one. We're going to make 30 of these. So this gives me the opportunity to use my tracer attachment on my lathe. This guy came to me, oh, 2 or 3 years ago, and he wanted me to make a couple of hundred of these. Now, not this exact dimensions, but the general shape. And I've got one here. Hang on a sec. Let me bring it around to you. And you can see it's got a hole in it. Fairly straightforward. And these are bullet reloaders. Now, you know, let me go back around. The fact is guns is kind of where I draw the line, because more often than not, the guys who want these gun things are not all that stable anyhow. Well, that may not be true, but that's my experience. Guys call up and want me to do gun things. They want silencers, and they want me to shave down something to make it, you know, a fully automatic rather than semi-automatic. And it's like, I don't think so. No, thank you. As hungry as I could be at the time, forget it. But this guy is a gunsmith, and these are reloaders. This is the die to reload a certain size bullet. And as I said, he had me make a couple hundred of them a couple of years ago, and everything worked out pretty good. And now he's got one more design that he wants to do, because he keeps getting orders for this particular size bullet. Okay, so we're going to lay this in with about 1/4 inch hanging out on both ends of the original, so that this can be part of the tracer attachment. So at this point, let's go ahead and swing this around. Well, that's cutting, but it doesn't look pretty. We'll keep cutting. So we've got to go to 554. And we're at 620. So we got a ways to go. Alright, since we're here, let's test and see how much of a taper we've got. We're at a little above 18. And 16. $18, 16. Okay, so what do we have? 18's out here. Yeah, so we need to move in 1/1000. That's gonna be easy. Oh yeah. Let me go get a screwdriver. All right, there's 1/1000. We're gonna change bits. It looks good, but I think what I want to do is put a high-speed bit in here, because I know they cut well. These little cheap Chinese things are like, you know, questionable at best. I mean, they're okay for hogging out, but anything else. All right. Now we should get a better edge there. That's a much better cut, but still not clean. Not for 12L14. So what are we at? 508. 8 1/4. And 9 1/4. We're still a thou off. All right, we're going to come back to this. We're going to figure out a better bit or something, and then go from there. We're just a few thousandths wide. I think I'm just going to take it down with a file. So we're at 8 there. And 7 1/2 there. And we want to go to 5.4. So we got a ways. That's good. The smoother this is, the more accurate my my tracer is. 6.5. 7. 6 3/4. Okay, keep going. Six. 4 7/8. 5.5. So right in the center, we just leave that alone. Five 2/10. 4 9/10. And 6. Okay, but this end is going to be taken down. How far down do we go? Oh, 2.867, 2.867 minus 1.825. 104. So just a little over an inch. And we also want to add just a little bit to that. So let's put 200 thousandths onto that. And there's our line. There she blows, right there. Well, that pen's seen better days. Let's get this one to dry. There we go. So someplace right in there. That's good. So now we need to have some fairly sharp angles, and we definitely need to come in at a 45 at one point. let's turn this around. Yeah, so we want a 45 here. It all looks pretty good. Okay, so we're gonna loosen everything up and find that 45 that we weren't looking for earlier. Let's see what we got here. Pretty close. Ouch. I'm like 1 degree off. No, I'm not 1 degree off. I'm exactly at 45. Ha! Well, that was a hell of a guess. Now what I want to do is we're going to take this bit out and either trade it for something else, because this one's got a bit of a radius on it. And the next thing I need to do is to come up with a sharp point. And this looks like a sharp point. And it is a good sharp point, but just a little bit dull. So we're going to go over to the grinder and put a little effort into that. Okay, so we went with the smaller bit and got a nice razor sharp edge on it. Now we have to see how centered we are. Man, that looks centered. Okay, I like it. So now we go from here to here down to, what's our measurement? 508. And we are now at 558 or something like that. 556. That takes us to 511 and a half, and we want to go to 508. Yep. So we get about 3,000. You know what? I think I'm going to just go right back to the file and bring it down with the file. And that way we end up with a nice smooth surface. So we're at 510 right now. And 508 for how far? Well, it doesn't say how far, but it's like, oh, it looks like maybe a 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch tops. .508. Okay, there's that, and we need a 45 there. So we'll come back and catch our 45s. Alright, so we're going to go from this ledge to the next step is 375. And I think what we can do is just get this thing spinning. And that's our next jump, and that jump goes to 356, and then it tapers in at 65 degrees. Okay, so we need to set up the 65 degrees, and of course I set it at 45, and now we need to change it. Okay, there's 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 5 degrees. Perfect. Lock that. Lock that. Spin our bit around. And it looks like we need to be just a little bit longer. And we're going down to 356. So I think what we're going to do is come in and cut our 356 long, and that way we'll know where we're going to land. Okay, and we're looking at about 65 thousandths from that line. So let's do this. $356. And we're looking at 370 here. $371. All right, so come back, touch, we'll take a couple of thousandths just to clean it up. And we're at 350, 65, 66 and a half. And we're going to 356. So we got 10 thousandths more to take off, and I think it's going to come out just perfect. So what I want to do, let's go just a little further. $359. So we've got 3 more thousandths to go. And I'm thinking that's going to be good. And we'll just take it down with the file that last through. And there we are. Not bad. $59. $3,000. All right, let's just see if we can take 3,000ths off of this. We'll use a little bit smaller file. That's fairly coarse, though. There's a finer file. Okay, we're at 56.5. I think we just throw a little bit of sandpaper on that and we'll be happy. Okay, a little more. Let's get a sharp edge on that. $56. Right there. We're at 57, right on that inside edge though. Let's see if we can just kind of kiss it just a little bit. $56. Perfect.